It's election day, and there are two governor's seats up for grabs in New Jersey and Virginia that could spell big changes in next year's congressional midterm vote. From 23 News, that's today's top story.
Working for you, this is 23 News at noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to 23 News at noon. I'm Allie Rasper. Before we get to our top story, just into our newsroom, Rockford University officials report a threat of violence was sent to the school this morning. Officials with the university sent out an email to RU community asking students and staff already on campus to shelter in place and all others to avoid the area. 23 News has a crew on scene. We'll bring you the latest updates both on air and online as information becomes available. And shifting gears, it's election day as voters in some parts of the country go to the polls. The two biggest races are governor's elections in New Jersey and Virginia. But it's the race in Virginia that pundits are watching the closest as Republican challenger has pulled even in the polls in what has been a recently reliably blue state. Natalie Brand is in Alexandria, Virginia with more detail.
Virginia. And we all know that as Virginia goes, so goes the nation.
All eyes are on Virginia this election day as voters choose between Republican Glenn Youngkin and Democrat Terry McAuliffe. The Republican businessman has seen a rise in his polling numbers as President Biden's approval ratings have dropped.
I've just felt this great surge of momentum for the last 6 to 8 weeks.
Former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe's campaign has tied Youngkin to former President Donald Trump.
Glenn Youngkin has been endorsed by Donald Trump 10 times. 10. He said so much of the reason why I'm running is because of Donald Trump.
Youngkin has avoided campaigning with the former president, but that hasn't stopped Mr. Trump from getting involved in the race.
Vote for Glenn Youngkin. He's going to do a fantastic job.
Despite the national attention, the race for Virginia's governor could come down to local issues, including education. Youngkin has focused on critical race theory, which is not currently on the curriculum in Virginia public schools.
Let me be clear, on day one, we will not have political agendas in the classroom, and I will ban critical race theory.
The main reason, folks, I'm running, I want to build the best education. I want every child to have a world-class education here in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
New Jersey is the other state where voters will pick a governor. Phil Murphy is trying to become the first Democrat incumbent to win re-election since 1977. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Alexandria, Virginia.
There are also a number of mayoral elections today in big cities, including Boston, where no matter which candidate it chooses, the city will elect its first woman or person of color as mayor. There are also some congressional races in Ohio and Florida to replace lawmakers who are no longer in their positions. And we've got Aaron in the Weather Center to give us a look at the forecast. It sure was a cold morning, Aaron.
Yes, indeed it was. In fact, temperatures making it easily down in many accounts to the 20s for us. So once again, waking up to some areas of frost. Right now, seeing a few clouds starting to push in. But yeah, those morning lows showing 28 for Rockford, 24 for Rochelle, 28 for Freeport. Same thing there for Janesville. Probably going to be colder for us as we head into tomorrow morning. Right now looking at 44 degrees. We do see a few clouds into the afternoon as highs will pretty much stay in the mid 40s, down a good 10 degrees from where we should be. We'll talk more about how long this colder air is going to stick around and how much longer we expect to see these sun-filled days. Full forecast details coming up in just a few minutes. A day where you really need those sunglasses out there. Back to you.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. And there was a two-car accident on Rockford's southwest side last night. Rockford police say the collision happened in the 1300 block of Montague Road. Video here shows one car crashed into a home. Witnesses on scene say they saw paramedics take two people to the hospital. Rockford police have yet to confirm the number of injuries. The circumstances of the crash have not been released at this time. And jury selection is completed in Wisconsin in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, the Antioch teen accused of shooting and killing two men and wounding a third in Kenosha last summer. During the trial, there will be heavy security presence inside and outside the courthouse. Last August, Rittenhouse traveled to Kenosha during protests stemming from the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Prosecutors say Rittenhouse deliberately shot protesters, but his attorneys say he was only there to protect local businesses and acted in self-defense. The trial is expected to last for 2 weeks. And the Rockford Police Department is on the hunt for new recruits. And as 23 News reporter Marta Berglund explains, hometown heroes are at the top of the list.
Today is our entry-level application opens, first day. So we're open November 1st through the 30th.
The Rockford Police Department is hiring. On Monday, the station held its first of 10 upcoming recruiting events to find new qualified candidates.
The recruiting process is a never-long process. So what we're really trying to do is bolster our numbers to bring them back up so we can have an even number of officers on the shifts.
The applications, it has been lower, and it's like that across the nation for law enforcement. And, a lot of people ask, because of the climate across the nation with stuff going on in law enforcement, do you think that's turning people away? And my response is, if that deters you from being a police officer, I don't quite think you are probably the person for this job, because we have to take the good with the bad.
Other than taking the good with the bad, the department says its ideal recruit can connect with the community.
You have to be able to talk. That's not something that we can teach you when you come. Verbal skills, your written skills, you have to be able to write a police report.
Can they sit and have conversations with people? Can they think critically?
Finally, Dulkey and Statler speak to why their department is the one to join.
This police department gives you lots of opportunities that, let's say, maybe a smaller police department doesn't offer you. We have several units.
Because of the size of our department, it gives you more diverse things that you can do within your career. So everybody's got to start off in patrol, and it's a minimum 3 to 5 years before you can start applying to do lateral moves or apply to get a pay raise.
The department's next recruitment event will be at the Rockford YMCA on Thursday the 4th. The application is open until November 30th at rpdwantsyou.com. And lockdowns and tensions brought on by the pandemic lead to a spike in domestic violence incidences, and local shelters struggle to keep up. The Illinois Coalition Against Domestic Violence reveals nearly 80 victims died since July 2020 as a result of domestic violence. These deaths were identified in a homicide report Monday as part of a 68 separate incidences, meaning many abusers killed more than one victim at a time. Leaders at the Family Peace Center in Rockford say this is because victims had to stay home with their potential abusers during the pandemic, isolating them from seeking help.
It doesn't have anything to do with how much money you make, what your religion is, what kind of job you have, what kind of education you have. Anybody can commit domestic violence who believes they have a right to do so. Anybody can be a victim of domestic violence.
Children ages 5 to 11 may be able to get a COVID-19 vaccine as early as tomorrow. Now many kids face a challenge, overcoming their fear of needles. An estimated 63% of children are afraid of needles, and so are many of their parents. Dr. Tara Narla introduces us to a program that uses science, technology, and superheroes to help kids overcome their anxiety.
Azariah Bannister likes to think he's got superpowers. But when it comes to getting his upcoming flu shot, he needs a little help.
Your smart brain knows that signal isn't important to you right now.
Meet Super Meg, a chatbot that helps kids overcome their fears about needles.
They are doing the poke to help you be healthy.
Created by the Meg Foundation, a nonprofit focused on pain management, Super Meg guides 9-year-old Azariah through the vaccine process.
Everyone does better when they know what to expect.
Teaching him breathing and distraction techniques, so when he arrives at Inova Children's Hospital in Virginia,
do you want to look, or do you want to look away or look at Mom?
Azariah is ready.
All right. All done.
I took a deep breath and looked away.
Science shows the source of pain lies in the brain.
Pain is not just about the needle going in the skin, it's about the anxiety.
Jody Thomas is a pediatric psychologist and CEO of the Meg Foundation.
Kids often feel like they don't have a choice to get that poke, so as much choice as we can give them. Which arm do we want that poke in? Which toy do you want to bring? Do you want to sit on my lap?
How does the debate that obviously children have been hearing from the adults around them complicate the preparation for the vaccine rollout to young children?
Kids are, of course, hearing everything. They always do. We are hearing kids talk about that they want to get this vaccination because it not only keeps themselves healthy, but it's helping take care of others. And that's an incredibly powerful message for kids. They're doing something good for the world.
You did it!
For Azariah, he plans to use his new superpowers for the next big shot, his COVID vaccine.
It's a pandemic and it's very fatal. I don't want to get sick.
Dr. Tara Narula, CBS News, New York.
And the busiest travel days since the start of the pandemic are less than a month away. Some are worried there could be chaos for holiday travel. TSA and most airlines have set a deadline on November 24th for employees to be vaccinated. Labor shortages have already caused booking complications for American Airlines, Southwest, and other carriers, and many worry that the mandates could mean many travelers will be spending the holiday trying to get to their destination, held up with delays. A troublesome weekend for American Airlines after it cancels flights for the fourth day in a row. About 2,000 flights in total have been canceled since Friday as American dealt with weather issues and staffing shortages, but the company says issues should start working itself out. Aaron's back in the First Alert Weather Center with more on our forecast.
Yes, that's right. Good afternoon as we do take a look here at a few clouds that are pushing in and also quite a chill, making it down into the 20s this morning. And we're not done with those colder temperatures just yet. Stay right here. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about how much longer the colder air will stick in place and how long we'll get to stay dry too. Your full forecast here on 23 News at noon, coming your way next.
More than 5,000 Rock River Valley Pantry families needed help putting breakfast on the table last year.
Breakfast is something we should all be able to bank on. That's why I'm a champion for Breakfast 815.
We can all do something to fight hunger, and that's why I'm a champion for Breakfast 815.
The key to a great day starts with breakfast. That's why I'm a champion for Breakfast 815.
You too can be a champion. Please support Breakfast 815.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, do you suffer with chronic knee pain? If you answered yes, then you may be eligible for a breakthrough treatment covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you. At Rockford Pain Management, our experienced medical team uses state-of-the-art motion x-ray that helps pinpoint the real source of your pain and in most cases avoid painful knee surgery. This breakthrough solution stimulates your knees to produce more of their own lubricating joint fluid with an FDA-cleared treatment. You heard that right. A safe, clinically effective option that helps to restore your knees. These minimally invasive injections are performed under precision image guidance to ensure that we reach the right location with pinpoint accuracy. Call today to schedule a free knee pain consultation. 815-267-1650. The best part is that this pain-relieving treatment is covered by Medicare and most major health insurance plans. 815-267-1650.
Save on electricity and gas this winter by having Bomar do their furnace clean and check. Need to replace your old furnace? Bomar has 0% interest for 60 months. Plus, if you install a 95% efficient Train furnace, you'll get a free air cleaner and an Amazon gift card. Add a new air conditioner, and they'll add a free Wi-Fi thermostat and half off duct cleaning. As always, there's up to 2-year free maintenance and up to a 12-year warranty. Call Bomar today. It's hard to stop a train.
233-1622. For a lot of us, these first few crisp fall days mean that snow and cold will soon be here. Whether you work out in the elements or just enjoy being outdoors during fall and winter, make sure you're prepared for the colder weather ahead. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we can help. We carry the best selection of cold weather boots, outerwear, and workwear from top brands like Carhartt, Walls, Columbia, and more. We have the best brands and prices to keep you safe and warm this winter. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Well, it's certainly been cold for us here past couple of mornings, and I think some folks down to the south who maybe aren't used to the cold probably have a little more complaining to do than we see them with some freeze warnings, advisories, and those are plentiful all the way off into the mid-Atlantic states. Even been a little bit of light snow down that way. For us, no precipitation. We're going to continue just as dry as can be. Sunshine looks great and beautiful days in store, but certainly chilling for us. Those gloves out, heavier jackets. Noticed a lot of kids at the bus stops this morning warmed up there with those heavier coats on. 44 degrees for us here at the noon hour. Feels like 39. Got a west-northwest wind at 10. Yeah, it's that time of year we start talking feel-like numbers and wind chills. Rising barometer for us. We'll see a few high clouds this afternoon, but we'll clear back out as we go into tonight. For the most part, northwest winds right around the 10-mile-per-hour range. Could get up to about 15, so that certainly does add a little bite to the air for us. Here are the temperatures along with the chills this noon hour, and most of us indeed feeling like the mid and upper 30s when those winds are blowing. Forecast by time, we'll thin out the clouds tonight, look for clear skies, another frosty start tomorrow, and then working a few clouds during the day tomorrow, much like we see here today. Not going to take the sunshine away though. Still going to be some beautiful days ahead for us here to end out the week. Forecast today puts us up to about 45 degrees, down to 26 tonight. Mid-40s again tomorrow, and then back down to the mid-20s for us. We'll look for 49 as we head into our Thursday forecast, then down to 29 degrees, and then slowly warming up into the weekend. We'll see 52 there on Friday, some sunshine, 55 coming up on Saturday, and that's where we should be temperature-wise. Coming up on Sunday, as clocks will have gone back 1 hour, that'll be an adjustment. We'll see highs close to 60, and then 60 degrees for us there on Monday. Again, few clouds expected for us at that time as well. A peek outside as the trees continue to change there with the Village Green River Cam. Looking beautiful for us here on this Tuesday, but again, cold. We'll talk more about our 10-day forecast coming up at the end of the broadcast. Back to you.
All right, sounds great, Aaron. And coming up on 23 News at noon, President Biden unveils a new plan to reduce methane emissions at the COP26 Climate Summit in Scotland.
A lot of things are on hold right now, but your education doesn't have to be. At Rock Valley College, our faculty have completed in-depth training to create quality online learning experiences for our students. With a strong emphasis on faculty communication with students, you will not feel isolated or lost. We're also providing tutorials and personal counseling to help with stress and anxiety so you can thrive in our online environment. You've got this, and we'll make sure of it.
The snow, the ice, the bitter cold. Ah, the joys of a Midwestern winter. Keep your home warm, safe, and comfortable with 30% off Feldco windows and 30% off Feldco roofing. With no interest for 1 year, now's the perfect time to improve your home.
30% off Feldco windows and roofing won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Hey, I'm Joe Montana. When you get to be our age, you have little patience for nonsense and inefficiency. After years of practice, you become a pro at pretty much everything. So when I qualified for Medicare, I got WellCare. WellCare is no nonsense. They're pros at putting everything together to make things easier. Their plans include things like prescription drug coverage, dental, vision, and hearing coverage. It just makes sense.
Do you want a Medicare Advantage plan that just makes sense? Then be like Joe Montana and go with WellCare. WellCare can offer their members dental, vision, and hearing coverage to make things easier. It's a no-brainer. Go with a no-nonsense Medicare insurance provider. Call for a free WellCare guide today.
President Biden unveiled a new plan to reduce methane emissions that significantly affect global warming at the COP26 Climate Summit in Scotland Tuesday. The president also pledged that the U.S. will help to combat deforestation. Skylar Henry has the latest from the White House.
On his last day of the COP26 Summit on climate change, President Biden announced a new set of policies to cut methane emissions.
It's one of the most potent greenhouse gases there is. It amounts to about half the warming we're experiencing today.
The plan would tighten regulations for the oil and gas sector and crack down on leaks from pipelines. It would also target emissions from existing oil and gas wells, rather than focus only on new wells.
This isn't just something we have to do to protect the environment in our future. It's an enormous opportunity for all of us, all of our nations, to create jobs.
Earlier in the day, the president joined more than 100 other countries to halt and reverse deforestation by 2030.
Let's end this great global chainsaw massacre.
President Biden said he will ask Congress for billions to conserve and restore the world's forests, but his comments come as a key Democrat here at home continues to question his current legislative agenda.
The political games have to stop.
Despite weeks of negotiations, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin says he wants more information before supporting the president's Build Back Better agenda. The framework includes $500 billion to fight climate change.
We must allow time for complete transparency and analysis on the impact of changes to our tax code and energy and climate policies.
The president was asked about Senator Manchin's comments at the summit Tuesday, but he didn't respond. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The president will hold a news conference this afternoon before wrapping up the summit in Scotland. And still to come on 23 News at noon, as the weather starts to get colder, we will tell you how to prepare yourself when you're out driving this winter.
Swedish American is now UW Health?
Yep. World-class care, right here in Rockford. Do we get the same care at the Women and Children's Hospital? Yep.
How about the Cancer Center?
Absolutely. Plus, you get access to the latest research and new treatments.
At the Heart Hospital, too?
Yes, Greg. Well, that's all for me, kids.
Swedish American is now UW Health. Remarkable medicine, remarkable care.
I'm Angela Damon, your Medicare teacher. I've educated thousands of people in a variety of ages about their Medicare plan choices for more than 20 years. I help you truly understand all your options and select the plan that works best for you. I know which plans work well and which ones cause headaches. Get local, personal help understanding your Medicare. Call now to schedule your Medicare review.
Nation, Fred Grody here from Grody Automotive. With the holidays coming and the in-laws already in town, I don't have time to get more cars. I need your help to stuff my lot. You can quit that car you hate cold turkey and start driving a car you love today. Is your credit fried? My For the People credit approval process helps butter up the bankers to get you approved. So if I don't get more cars soon, I'm cooked. But hurry, this deal ends once we've helped 107 people get fat in a car they love. I'm Fred Grody and I am a dealer for the people.
For a lot of us, these first few crisp fall days mean that snow and cold will soon be here. Whether you work out in the elements or just enjoy being outdoors during fall and winter, make sure you're prepared for the colder weather ahead. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we can help. We carry the best selection of cold weather boots, outerwear, and workwear from top brands like Carhartt, Walls, Columbia, and more. We have the best brands and prices to keep you safe and warm this winter. That's genuine value from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Thanks for staying with us. We may be weeks away from the start of winter, but it is never too late to prepare for extreme cold, ice, and snow that's on its way. The Illinois Emergency Management Agency, Department of Labor, State Fire Marshal, and Department of Transportation say being unprepared for winter can be dangerous. They suggest people prepare for traveling, being outdoors, and heating your home. Vehicle kits should include blankets, a flashlight with extra batteries, first aid items, and non-perishable snacks, water, and kitty litter. Medical professionals also urge you to dress appropriately if you spend any time outdoors and at home. Simple steps include creating a kid-free zone around space heaters and fireplaces and keeping anything flammable away from those heat sources. And the Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau is looking for food, beverage, and retail businesses to participate as vendors during the 2021 Stroll on State, Saturday, November 27th from 2 to 9 p.m. Anyone interested in learning more or in submitting an application to be considered should visit www.strollonstate.com. The application deadline for vendors is Friday, November 5th. And coming up this afternoon on the Kelly Clarkson Show at 3, special guests Jane Lynch, Kate Flannery, and more. Then join us for 23 News first at 4, followed by Inside Edition at 4:30, and then stay tuned to 23 News at 5. Plus, Aaron will be back with a final look at the forecast next.
Some of our neighbors struggle to afford vital supplies for their families, and that's why we need your help in giving necessities to benefit them this fall.
Donations of diapers, pull-ups, shampoo, conditioner, and deodorant can be dropped off from November 1st through the 14th at one of the following 9 locations. Then they'll be distributed to the families of Head Start, Family Peace Center, and Voices of Inspiration. Donate today to the City of Rockford's Necessities Drive, sponsored by 23 WIFR, working for you.
Thousands of people just showed up.
And now 16 years have passed. What year is it?
We are all in this together.
We're trying to get to the truth.
I just want to go home.
I'll bring my destiny to life.
I think I might just like 2021.
4400. New series this Monday at 9/8 Central, only on the CW.
You offer several options to sellers, which really takes away the stress.
That's right. For sellers in a time crunch, we can agree to sell it by a certain date, pay cash for your home, or even rent it.
Work with my friend Tony Vanderhayden and get your home sold on your terms.
Ambrose Christmas has over 120 themed trees on display with the largest selection of ornaments and Christmas decor in the Midwest, featuring custom-lit and pre-lit trees. You haven't seen Christmas until you've seen Christmas at Ambrose.
Where should you start when you're told you have cancer? Start with getting a second opinion at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, where nearly 7 out of 10 patients choose to treat with us after a second opinion. Get advanced diagnostics and precision treatment options from our team of experts who treat only cancer, and learn about treatment options you may not know exist. Because a second opinion might be the right one. Call now.
Looks like your wife still lives nearby.
Oh my God. Carol, if you are listening, please visit Woodstone Mansion. Love, Pete.
That's not how it works.
Carol!
Calm down, you're a nervous wreck.
I just can't believe I'm about to see my wife after all these years.
Maybe she'll drop dead while she's here and become a ghost.
Do you think that's possible?
Why are you trying to get his hopes up?
I'm just gonna try to enjoy the day, even if my wife doesn't die.
A new Ghosts Thursday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
You can unlock the streaming secret by downloading the family of 23 News and First Alert weather apps.
And it's time for one last look at the weather forecast.
Yes, cold is the word for us. Highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s over the next several days. We'll get back into the 50s for the weekend, just in time for clocks to fall back 1 hour as we get into Sunday there. 60 on Monday, and then 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. We should be seeing highs at 55 and 54 degrees there across that 10-day forecast. So still going to take a while to start warming things back up. Back to you.
All right, that sounds perfect. That wraps up 23 News at noon. We'll see you at 4. Have a great afternoon.